always use these measuring spoons for the dry. Again, people use home cooks. Mashallah, most of us are really good in cooking and baking, but we tend to use just a mug, like a coffee mug or a cup. Fine, that's okay, but really it doesn't give you the same consistency and the same accurate measurement every time. So I like to use this for liquid, and these measuring spoons, of course, and then the measuring cups. So we're done with the dry. Now I didn't add the sugar to the dry ingredients. I'm going to add it with the eggs because I'm adding everything here. Then I will add it to the dry. Cakes in general, they have different ways of doing things. There is the British way, there's the French way, and there's the American way. And all of them give you different kind of chemistry, and they're all good depending on what you want. So here I'm going for a very soft crumb cupcake. I don't want to add the sugar there. You can do it either way, but I want to make sure that I mix it in with the eggs first and then add it to the dry. So 2 eggs at room temperature. Huma, what was your question about the eggs? So, okay, and Huma is not here. So to be on the safe side, always crack your egg in a different bowl just to make sure there's, it's not bad and there's nothing wrong with it. And you add it. You don't have to add it one by one here because you're going to end up mixing it all together. Anyways, that's the second one. And then vanilla. Wash my hands. And then we add the vanilla here. Every time a recipe says a teaspoon, I never listen. 2, 2.5, 3, who cares? It's vanilla. It's always good. Eggs, 1 cup of sugar, and then I mix. Then I'll add the oil slowly. So I'm sorry, I'm going to mute you guys here until while I'm mixing so you don't get a headache. Or mute myself. I don't want to mix the eggs too much. Eggs have protein in them. So that will make it really tight and make the crumbs really hard. So the cake, if you end up beating the eggs for too long and too much, you're activating the protein and you will make the cake really stiff. So just go slow and smoothly with it. While I'm mixing on slow, I'm going to drizzle the oil slowly.
May I ask a question, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Do you have any tricks to keep the whisk, the electric whisk, from not making a mess? I always make a mess when I turn it on.
Yes, 2 things. I like your question. 1, you can either put a towel, especially with cocoa powder, because you're right, it does make a mess. So what I do is I mix it and I put a towel on top of it while I'm mixing, like so.
Oh,
Or when you mix and you're done, do it on slow. Tap it. You see how it's still on, but away from the batter.
Okay.
And you just put it aside.
Jazakallah khairan. Thank you. Okay.
Does that help? I hope it helps.
I hate the cleanup.
Trust me, me too. So I'm drizzling now. Boil, like I said, slowly. And yes, it takes a little bit of time. So you might take a nap during this procedure. And again, don't mix for too long or too hard. So medium, low to medium speed. And I'm done. No one asked me about the buttermilk. You guys are going to fail the exam. Buttermilk. So buying a buttermilk sometimes could get really annoying because you buy the entire thing and then you don't know what to do with the rest. You have a recipe that asks for half a cup, 1 cup, then what? And it goes bad really fast in the fridge. So there are two tricks, or one trick with two different ingredients to use with the buttermilk. And I did this here on purpose today. I used the whole milk and I put a tablespoon of white vinegar or apple cider into the mixture, and I left it at room temperature for about 10-15 minutes. It doesn't go bad. 10-15 minutes is perfect. If you don't have that, you squeeze of lemon, half a lemon, you squeeze it. It's not going to give you the same texture of buttermilk that you buy from the store, but it will do the trick. And if you can see here, it does look like buttermilk. Because I don't like buying anything, just like most of you guys, ladies, you don't want to buy something and then you end up not using it. So this buttermilk, we're going to alternate now between the liquid, between the egg and sugar and the buttermilk, adding it to the mixture slowly. Again, we want very soft crumbs here. So I'll start first making sure that this is all incorporated. And then I'll add it slowly to the dry, alternating with the buttermilk. It's prayer time, that's why. So mix slowly. And don't mix it all the way. So it's okay if you don't get all the flour and chocolate mixed in. Add half of the buttermilk, or here, milk and vinegar mixture. Oh, I love that. See how? This is really cool. I love it when this happens. It's on slow speed. And stop. See, I'm not doing it all the way through. The rest of the egg sugar mixture. You know, cakes and cupcakes, it's all about doing it gently. And it took me quite some time to really stop my hand from mixing too fast or thinking of something and while mixing. Again, gently pour the rest of the buttermilk. You see how it's not mixed in all the way? Well, guess what? Oh, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. This way I'm forcing myself not to mix too hard. And I'm moving to my best friend, the spatula. So gently. And it's almost done. From the bottom to the top. If you guys, some of you ladies, Middle Eastern ladies, you know how it is with ma'moul. They always say, don't mix it hard with your hand, just fold over. The same thing with cakes and cupcakes, fold over. That's it, all done. Now we preheat. The oven is preheated 350 degrees. This cupcake recipe will make exactly actually 14 cupcakes. But what I did here, just so we can see the difference, these are my favorite cupcake liners, the aluminum ones, because they don't bleed, meaning they don't soak up the oil from the cupcakes while baking. But I wanted to have some fun, so I put different kinds to see the difference. We have those plastic ones, which I don't like. I didn't say that. And we have these paper ones. I put one here and I put double here. Again, to see the difference. Why not? Plus the aluminum. And I use a ice cream scooper for that. This way I know that I'm not going overboard with one versus another. Scoop. Here we go. So you fill it. They say half to 2/3. So basically you have to leave 1/4. Now, if you fill it up all the way, it's just going to overflow. And sometimes you have the big dome. It's not bad, but it doesn't look nice. I'm just going to do this. I love these ice cream scoopers. I use them for everything, even for meatballs. Everything, mashed potatoes, meatball, anything. The plastic ones, you don't have to spray with oil. The pink plastic ones, you don't have to spray them. Almost done. Done with this batch. First, I'm gonna tap, and bring the other one. Some chefs think that tap in the pan is not really that important, especially in a cake, because what you do is it sinks to the bottom. The cake batter itself sinks to the bottom. So they say, really, it's not necessary. But when there are air bubbles, and instead of so they think you should just pop it using a toothpick. And I just think if you do it once and twice, or twice, it's enough. But I do think we should do it. It's interesting how different chefs think differently, and we're always learning. It does make 14. I'll be right back. Here's my spatula. And see, told you. I'm just going to wash my hands. We bake it for 18 to 21 minutes. You check the cupcake usually after 15, 16 minutes. Never open the oven door before 15 minutes, whether it's cake or a cupcake. Why? Because you're allowing the baking soda, the leavening agent to work. And it takes 15 to 20 minutes sometimes. So please don't open the door before 15 minutes. So ladies, any question while I clean up?
So just to have that, if you're using a baking soda substitute, do you need to change your cooking time? Like if you're using double acting baking powder instead of the baking soda?
No, it's just the cake itself will change, the texture will change. But when you're using cocoa powder, like I said before, you really need to use baking soda with it because of the acidity, unless you're using, which I don't like, the Dutch cocoa powder. I don't like the taste of it. I don't think it gives really a strong chocolate taste. But that one, you don't need to use the baking soda with it because it doesn't have acid in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, ladies, while that is baking and cooking, we're gonna start on the buttercream. What do you guys think of American buttercream? Do you guys like it? Or do you think it's heavy or too sweet or too good? What do you think?
It's diabetes in a spoon.
I love you. I totally agree with you. That's why when I make my buttercream, I make sure it is not that sweet because it's really, really too much. What makes a buttercream? You know, a lot of people like buttercream, like Costco and other places. They like their cakes. What's the difference though between their buttercream and the homemade one? Do you have any idea? You can just take a guess. Okay, I'll tell you. It's that fake butter. It's margarine. Margarine makes the buttercream so smooth, so velvety, yet it's so tasteless, but it lasts longer and it's softer. That's the only difference between the homemade one. Besides, of course, the other one is fake and it's not that good for you. I like talking.
Oh, and it's probably cheaper too then, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah, it is much cheaper and people like it a lot. And I just, I think we can get better results with better stuff. So with the buttercream, they say the same thing. You do need to sift the powdered sugar, and I've done it both ways. I've done it sifting the powdered sugar, and I've done it not sifting the powdered sugar, and both of them were fine. I think you should just work on making the butter really smooth before you add any sugar to it. I think that's the key, in my opinion. So I'm bringing my handy mixer here. And I hope you guys can see. I'll try to move this closer. With buttercream, you really don't have a certain measurement when it comes to sugar. So for example, there are some recipes that ask for 5 cups of powdered sugar with a cup of butter. And there are some recipes that ask you for 3 cups of sugar, powdered sugar, with 1 cup of butter. I think that's up to you and how sweet you want it to be. If you want to make a big batch, then you add a cup and a half of butter and then work with the sugar. So I'm adding here room temperature butter. That means it's not melted, but when I touch it like that, it's very soft and smooth. I'm going to add it to the mixture, but also you can use, I'm just going to show you this. You can either use this with the butter or the big whisk one. Either one will work fine. I like this one more. It's more controllable. Sorry for moving this too much. Oh, sorry. Okay. So mix on low. This will take about 2 minutes. So I'm doing it number 2. I'm going to mute you guys because I don't want you to hear the screaming with the mixer. So I'm just going to show you. You see how the colors start changing from yellow to a little bit white. I want it to be really white because I'm whipping up some air into it. So I want it to be really white before I add any sugar or any chocolate to it. So I'm just going to keep mixing, but don't mix it on high. If you mix it on high, it will have lots of air bubbles. So it won't look nice or as smooth. Almost there. This is the longest process in making cupcakes or just buttercream in general. I'm just going to scrape it down the bottom and the sides. Again, it's almost there. It's not as white. And I didn't want to do this in advance because I wanted you guys to see. A lot of people get annoyed with making buttercream. They're like, why is it not soft enough? Why is it not fluffy? It takes time and patience, that's all. So I'm going to start adding the powdered sugar. I'm going to add 3 cups, or we'll see. We'll see how long or how much it will take. When you add powdered sugar, I like to add it 1 cup at a time. So this is half. It's a half cup measurement. So 1 cup at a time to make sure that it's really well incorporated. Again, it just takes patience. That's all. And you can add the cocoa powder here as well. I am adding, I know I said in my recipe 2 tablespoons. Well, guess what? I'm adding 3 tablespoons. And that's the beauty with buttercream. You can play with it. If you want it too chocolatey, you can add more chocolate powder. If you want really strong flavor, you can add dark chocolate to it. It's up to you. And the sugar too. So on slow so it doesn't splash all over me. It's not mixed in all the way through. You don't add any liquid. I know this looks tempting. Should I add liquid here to make things stick? No, because we're not done adding sugar. I mean, adding the powdered sugar. That's why when you make cupcakes, it's better to make the buttercream a day ahead or the night before, and it lasts in the fridge for up to a week. Again, I'm adding just 1 cup. And you know what? I'm going to add a dash of salt. A dash, again, just a dash of salt. Because it's too sweet and salt will, what's that word I'm looking for? Again, it will get to me. It will come to me at some point. It's almost there. You see how everything is starting to mix together, but I'm not done adding the sugar. Oh, okay, sit. Oh, it looks beautiful. Look, it's almost there. Oh, I love it. That's the third cup. Now, after the third cup, and after mixing it, add a little bit of vanilla too. After mixing it here, I'll see the texture, and then I'll add a little bit of milk or heavy cream. You can even add water. And adding water actually is better sometimes, so you can keep the cupcakes at room temperature the entire day if you want. It's getting there.
Habibti, what do you think when a recipe tells you to put in corn syrup?
Oh. No.
Ah, good answer. Okay, cool. Okay, I was on the right page.
You know, when it says that, I either ignore and I don't look at that recipe ever again, or you add honey. Add regular honey. So if it says, 1/4 a cup of maple of what do you call it, corn syrup, no, I add honey. 2 tablespoons fine, because the reason why it's for it makes it glossy and kind of stabilizes it. But I don't want
Okay.
yeah, but I don't want fake stuff. I want to eat something good.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to feel that, you know what, I'm eating something that I can go back and eat again. I like that question. You see the buttercream? It's coming together.
Gorgeous. Wallah.
Don't get tempted to do it on high, not just yet. So let me scrape the beater here. And the phone wants it. The phone wants to lick that beater. Oh!
I thought you were gonna say don't get tempted to take a finger dip, but I'm like, why not?
And that too. Every household has a chocoholic. So one of the reasons why, I don't like chocolate. Shouldn't say that. Really, I make really good chocolate. I'm proud of that. After so many, years of experience in recipes and doing this and doing that, I think I really have, good chocolate cakes and good chocolate recipes. But the reason why I started doing that is because my son loves chocolate, and he is the one who challenged me to get the best recipe out there for chocolate cakes.
Awesome.
If you see, it's too thick. This is perfect for frosting a whole cake, but not for a cupcake. It's too thick. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of cream. Now, please ask me, what's the difference between cream and milk? Come on. Why should we add cream, not milk? Or why should we add milk and not cream?
Yeah, very interesting.
So if you want your frosting, let me check it again. This time here, you have to keep checking the buttercream, because this is the time, this is the very critical stage. You either make it or break it. You see how soft this is? It needs a little bit more. Again, it's up to you, the consistency, but I think it needs a little bit more of cream. So I like using cream or milk. Milk will make it softer. Cream will make it more decadent. And that's why it depends on what you like. Water is perfect too. Water saved me so many times. So you can add water instead of cream. And water is good, like I said previously. You can save the cupcakes, a party or whatever, for, you know, it can stay at home at room temperature for about an hour. It's still too thick for me, so I'm going to add a little bit more cream, a teaspoon at a time. Now, don't forget the cupcakes. I'll check on them after 3 minutes. Again, keep checking. Sorry, this process is the longest, but oh, it's so soft. But yeah, it spreads. But again, I need a little bit thinner. So I'm going to add milk or water. Whoa. Don't do what I did. Okay, let's see here. So it's falling off the beater. That's a good sign too, but not all the way completely. This is perfect. That's it. I'm going to put it into a piping bag. Of course, we're going to pipe the cupcakes after they cool off, but I made some yesterday because I was feeling happy.
The magic of Zoom.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I ask another question? I'm sorry.
Yes, please do.
Thank you. What is your take on when they tell you after a cake is baked, immediately take it from the oven and put it in the freezer?
No, that's
Oh.
no. Okay, so if it's a party and you're in a rush, still, you don't do that. First of all, there's food poisoning. You don't put a food immediately from heat. Bacteria grows real fast. So you don't put it from heat to cold immediately. You're shocking everything. You're creating bacteria. That goes for food too. You need to keep the cake at room temperature, at least 3 hours, and then wrap it up and put it in the freezer, and it will stay there for up to 3 months.
Interesting. Jazakallahu khairan.
Yakum. Again, you know what, Zana, a lot of people, different chefs say different things. Just like this is, you know, off subject. Some people wash ground beef and they think they think washing ground beef is really, you have to do it. And other people think, no, that's disgusting. So it's just, it depends. But no, that's not from my experience.
Okay. Thank you.
Some people don't wash chicken and they say if you wash chicken, you are creating bacteria and it's more harmful. Other people, they wash it with a lot of things. I've seen people wash chicken with soap. So it doesn't mean what I'm saying is right about the cake, but it's scientifically, it's more common sense. Okay, so I'm gonna put my beautiful, it tastes so good, by the way. I did taste it. I'm gonna check on the cupcakes. MashaAllah, it's beautiful. So I can't take you there because I don't want the camera to keep moving. I checked and look, it's really clean. Checked it with a toothpick. And I'm just gonna take it out, let it cool at room temperature until it's ready. MashaAllah, look you guys. It's really nice. Super hot. So you might get tempted to over bake these. Please don't. It's hot, but it's super fluffy and soft once you get it out of the oven. So, and that's okay. It will continue to cook while it's in the pan for like 2 more minutes. But as long as you tested it and it came out clean, that's perfect. Just leave it. It might look really still wet to you. These cupcakes are so good. Washing my hands. And I'm bringing the piping bag. Did you hear that? My timer just went off, but I don't listen to timers. I listen to what my instinct is telling me. That's why we constantly have to check after 15 minutes. Each oven is different. Some oven are, stronger than others. Some oven, they take forever. Oh, by the way, always bake in the middle rack. I forgot to say this. So count from the bottom. It's the third from the bottom. So since I cheated and I made cupcakes yesterday, I'm going to be using, you can use any nozzle you want. I'm going to be using this. I like it. Or there are many types. Come on, camera. Good job. There is the flower. There is just the round one. And then this. You guys know how to pipe and does anyone know how to pipe, or it's something some ladies like to bake but they don't like to pipe? They don't know how to handle that, or they're not interested in it. Sorry. So what I did is I cut this end, and I'm using a very tall cup to help me pipe.
Do your piping bags tell you where to snip to put the tip in?
No, I just go by, that's a good question too, Zana. I just go by the width of the actual nozzle, because this one is bigger than this one.
Oh, okay. Cool.
The longer, the taller the mug, the easier for you, and this way you would put more of the frosting. Now, some of the bags, they will tell you when to stop. So this one here, it says maximum here. Yeah, they're not the boss. So
Good one.
it depends on how much you can handle. Of course, it's not good if you're doing cookies. It's not good to overfill, because it will not be, you'll not get comfortable doing it. So let me just put this here, put the things back. Done with the sugar. clean the area. Done with the magic mixer. And let's see. I hope you guys learned something today, even if it's just one thing. So I take a little bit at a time and I squeeze it in, push it in. Getting some more. And if it gets on your finger, it's okay to lick it. So let's start with this for now. Some people tie the bag towards the end, some don't. Again, it's whatever you're comfortable with. And you don't have to buy the fancy ones. You know, they sell Wilton fancy ones that you just tie up here. You can just use rubber band. Washing my hands again. So you see, now all we do, because of the air, need to push it down and keep pushing to make sure that air doesn't go all the way in. I use a flat wooden spoon and I push this way. I'm flattening it out and I'm trying my best to get that air out. There's nothing worse than piping and then all of a sudden you get a blob of, you know, air. Just make things harder. Here we go. Again, making sure that it's all the way there, no air. Let's get the cupcakes. Put it back in our favorite cup. That's not my cup. It's not my mug. It's my husband's. He likes M&Ms. But we don't eat them anymore. I have 3 beautiful cupcakes. The ones that I just baked, they're still warm. So I just want to show you the difference. These look darker, the same recipe. This is darker because it's set. This is lighter and softer because I just baked it. But it will turn out like this later. You can either do a simple piping, hold it straight, hold the cupcake straight, and just push. Here we go, and stop. That's one. It's my favorite because it's elegant looking and it's simple. Another one would be from the side. And then you can put whatever you want here. That's another way. Some people really want it over the top. They like lots of frosting. I know a friend like that. So she likes lots of frosting. So you keep continuing, going up all the way. And then this would be her favorite. We used to go to stores and cupcakes years ago. She used to ask for frosting only. And I was like, are you serious? You go into a cupcake place, you're just going to ask for frosting? She goes, yeah, just frosting. I don't like cupcakes. So there you have it. 3 different shapes. There are many shapes, but these are the most common ones. Should we try one?
MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Those look gorgeous.
Thank you, Habibti.
غسل العين ما شاء الله.
Wait till you try them. I'm gonna try it for you.
Thank you. Bismillah. Wow.
MashaAllah, Sister Hava, that looks
تسلم ايدك صحة وعافية.
أنا قلبك والله. Okay, I can't talk. I'm so sorry.
Bismillah.
لذيذ لذيذ لذيذ. This is delicious, you guys. والله العظيم, it's delicious. ما شاء الله تبارك الله.
See, and you're the one that doesn't like chocolate and you're loving it. Bismillah. That's awesome. That's how you know it's good.
Thanks for reminding me. Wallahi, I don't like chocolate. But this is wonderful, mashallah. Look at the crumb. It's so soft and tender. Haram, I don't want to play with. I'm going to end up eating it later. And the buttercream, it's not too sweet. It's really, really good. Another trick you can add to this, not for kids though, add coffee to chocolate. Just a teaspoon of coffee, your morning coffee. It will boost up that chocolate flavor. But this is one of the very simple, delicious cupcakes that's not going to give you a headache after you eat it. So I hope you guys.
Perfect.
MashaAllah. Sister Hava, if by some miracle these do not get all eaten in one go, how do you store them?
Sorry, honey, say that again. I was
How do
watching.
you recommend storing them if you have leftovers for some reason?
So what I do is the ones that are not frosted, I store them like this one here in a Tupperware at room temperature, and they stay out for about 3 days maximum, 2-3 days. And the frosted ones, you keep it in the fridge, of course, up to a week.
Okay, Bismillah.
You can freeze the cupcakes too. So after it cools down, and you know, sometimes it's easier because I have a baking business, so sometimes I have few orders and that I cannot just bake all at once. So, or I know I have an order for like 2 weeks coming in, but I have other ones. So what I do is I freeze those. You can put them in the freezer for up to a month and just take it out of the freezer, leave it in the fridge, or just leave it on a room temperature. Then you can heat it up. But don't heat it up right away.
It will make an awesome breakfast, you know?
Oh my goodness, no. Now I remember that. I'm like, chocolate. Oh my God, you give me that for breakfast. I'll be like, what's wrong with you? Give me vanilla. We fight in this house. We have almond people, vanilla people, and chocolate people.
Small.
It's just, yeah. So the ones like me who don't like chocolate, they go, ew, who eats it?
See, my little guy, he's like you. He is not big on chocolate, but if it's chocolate done right, not too sweet, he can handle it. He likes it. So this is perfect for Isaac. Barakallah fiki.
Well, yeah, Kunyani. I'm so glad you guys like it. Please try it out and let me know. And inshallah, we'll do more of these. It doesn't have to be sweets all the time. We can do some savory stuff.
Oh, can I ask you from your professional opinion, why is it that you don't like the silicone liners?
Oh, you know what? Good. Let me see. Thank you for bringing that up because I want to show you different. So
Barakallah.
the ones I baked, for example, well, this one, even though this is a very good quality, this is not, this is from a professional baking store. So it's not from, like Fred Meyer ones, the white ones. Nothing's wrong with them. I'm just saying they bleed. This one bleeds too, but it's not showing that it's bleeding. It soaks up the oil. So it doesn't look good for presentation. This one is the double one. So when you double it up, it still doesn't look good because guess what? You're just wasting another liner. See, it's bleeding.
Okay.
It's soaking the oil. So again, just presentation wise. This one here, I don't like it because, look.
Yeah.
And then the cleaning is such a hassle.
I would not want to watch that. Yeah.
Exactly. So this to me is just, it's just a waste. I don't want to clean this. It takes a long time, especially when you have big order or you're doing, for your son's party and, it's a lot of work. So I just recommend these. I should call the company
Yeah.
and marketing for you guys. Give me percentage. Ha 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 ha.
Ah, nice. جزاك الله خيرا. يسلم ايديكي حبيبة قلبي. بارك الله فيكي. That's awesome.
Well, I'm so glad you guys like it. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, inshallah, I would love to see you ladies again on our next trip.
Yes, inshallah, we're hoping to rope Sister Heba into doing at least one or few more of these for us later. Does anyone have any other questions? No? Okay, then, inshallah, we'll adjourn. It was very nice spending a pleasant and sweet afternoon with you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, you should give your baking company website.
Ah, yes.
Because
Yes.
I can attest, I have tasted her stuff and it is phenomenal. And it was my whole family and extended family, and everybody loves it. I've had her savories and I've had her sweets, mashallah.
I love you, Habibti. Thank you so
What
much.
is your baking company's name, Sister Heba?
What, honey?
I said, what's your baking company's name?
Oh, habibtis.com. I'll write that if the ladies are interested. They can watch my YouTube channel too. Oh, and it's for free.
All right, sounds great. Thank you so much, Sister Heba. That was awesome.
Thank you, Habibti. Thank you, ladies. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.